Right.
Namaskar. Good afternoon to everyone who has joined us today in this 11th session on the introduction of skill modules in our CBSE ecosystem. We have got a very good response till now. Namaskar. Just give me a minute. Good afternoon to everyone who has joined us today in this 11th session on the introduction. Had my YouTube on and it had the sound reverberation. So today we are, in a session where we will be talking about blue pottery. We already had a session when we had touched upon the skill modules of pottery. And today, when we'll be talking about blue pottery, I think our experts will take us through what it actually means. What is the importance of this particular art form vis-a-vis our traditional history, specifically to the state of Rajasthan, which has in abundance this art form. Another small thing which I would just put in before we start on the session today is that these particular skill modules are available on our CBSE academic website under skill education section, wherein there is books and the middle school level, wherein you can really go and have a look at all these manuals. And if your school is interested in being a part of the modules that had to be offered to in the school systems, you have your place where you can go in and just download it or the way you want. Just to make this session, in a nutshell, I would say that we have a wonderful team which is a part of this whole process. They have made this particular module, and I think they would take us through how it can be implemented into your schools. I would like to welcome Mr. Sandeep Sethi, who is a person behind these modules, and he would take us to our resource persons and the team and the session ahead. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Niti ma'am,
Sethi.
and everyone. Welcome once again. As Niti ma'am just mentioned, this is the 11th session happening. So, what has been beautiful in this journey is the thought of NAP to introduce this concept, to bring vocational skills live and not only thinking of 11th and 12th grades, but to actually bring it down to in grade 6, 7th, 8th. तो सबसे अच्छी बात ये रही कि छठी सातवीं आठवीं बच्ची के पास में जहाँ पे थोड़ा बहुत हम मानते टाइम है, थोड़े बहुत इंटरेस्ट का भी एज है, वही एज है इसको डेवलप करने के लिए, rather than do it in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, because the children are already distracted with a lot of other academic work. So 6th, 7th, 8th, they've got a little more time to breathe. And as ma'am also just mentioned that we've covered, this is the 11th session today. So you look at the interesting part of it. We started with simple pottery, simple pottery, and we realized a lot of schools were actually doing that, whether they were doing the manual charkha, whether they were doing the electronic one, but they were actually doing that. That was really good. And then we went to the baking thing, and we realized that a lot of schools who have a home science lab or even a small chemistry or a bio lab could be made into a place where the baking experiments would happen. And of course, then we had one where so many schools have already made the graphic novels. So we had one session, a manual, purely done on making of a graphic novel. And when Khadi came up, Khadi, we realized that needed little more space because a small loom has to put up at the school. But a lot of interesting things. And I've also done my research, and there's one particular school in India, which is a girls' school, which is surviving economically only on the khadi products that they make. And the khadi products are available for sale at the airports also. So look at the quality consciousness that they've gone up to. Then, of course, we had block printing, then media studies, then beautiful concept came of mask making. Then we went off towards nature side, where we had herbs, and then food processing, which we just did yesterday. So blue pottery comes from Rajasthan. And again, I remember very well when Mr. Viswajit Shah had come to Rajasthan to think about, he said, Ajmer se hi CBSE start hua hai, so let us begin the skills project from Rajasthan itself. So we all very excited, and we tried to get the state involved and to see all the skills that could be brought up from that state itself. So here it's again an offer from CBSE. Look at that beautiful thing of India has. We are so diverse in so many things. तो आपका स्टेट, आपका आर्ट एंड क्राफ्ट can be converted into a manual without any problem. We'll be doing hand holding for you, no problem at all. Just let us know that you are actually interested in it or not. So, as 13 manuals were made, 13 at 339, and 25 more are in the making. So, we are open to having more manuals made because जितना ये document strong बन जाएगा उतना ही हम सबके लिए अच्छा है. As Riti ma'am also mentioned, these manuals are available on the website. The copyright is with the CBSE and the schools. You have the right to copy them. So प्रिंट आउट निकालिए. अगर क्लास में आपको देना है बच्चों को दीजिए. तो थोड़ा बहुत मिनिमल कॉस्ट आपको लेना है, बिना कोई कंट्रोवर्सी के आप जो भी काम कर सकते हैं बड़े शौक से करिए. Don't do anything which goes beyond and attracts a lot of negativity. So those things are available on the website for you to download, for you to print out and share it with children. और जैसे हम सबको पता है, the course is 70% practical and 30% theory, and we all are promoting it on the backlist days. Now, even before I let the teachers begin regarding the manual, we have on board today Srimati Leela Bodia. Anyone who can go on the Google and check out what she is, her background is beautiful of blue pottery. She's got years of experience. So that is what we did in Jaipur. We contacted the people of that particular art and craft and we took help from them. तो अब तीनों स्कूल्स और इस बार आप इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट ये भी देखेंगे कि तीनों लेवल्स पे तीन अलग अलग स्कूल ने काम किया हुआ है. तो एक्चुअली कोलैबोरेशन ये हुआ है, which we all are saying that there is no competition required. We can collaborate and go ahead. And you will see that how many visits the teachers have had to the Blue Pottery unit, what more detailing work has been done. And during the process, we'll add a few more anecdotes to take you forward there. So I would like to invite Srimati Leela Bodia ji to begin the session. And then, of course, we hand it over to Subodh School Airport to start off with level 1. Leela ma'am, आपका स्वागत है. Please welcome. Leela ma'am,
Ma'am, you are on
ma'am
mute.
mic on कर दीजिए.
Can you please unmute yourself?
Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
hear me now?
Thank you. Yes, we can hear
Yes.
you now.
ओके सबसे पहले मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगी संदीप सर को. सर आपका मिशन पूरा होने जा रहा है, इतने सालों से आप लगे हुए थे. मेरा एक्सपीरियंस 50 साल से क्राफ्ट्समैन के साथ रह रहा है. एक छोटी सी कहानी मैं बोलना चाहूंगी, बहुत छोटी सी है. जब मैं अमेरिका में थी तो बहुत सारे बच्चे एक जगह इकट्ठे हुए थे और वो बहुत खुश थे कि उनका बर्थडे मन रहा था और हर थोड़ी देर बाद वो कह रहे थे बैलून आर्टिस्ट इज कमिंग. आप जरा गौर कीजिएगा इस शब्द पे, बैलून आर्टिस्ट. हम अक्सर बोलते हैं गुब्बारे वाला इधर आना, जरा बच्चों को गुब्बारे दे देना, पर वो कह रहे थे बैलून आर्टिस्ट इज कमिंग. एंड सब लोग उसको इतने अच्छी नजरों से देख रहे थे. तो ये एक छोटी सी कहानी मैंने बताई है आपको. तो आज हमारे देश में जो क्राफ्ट्समैन की स्थिति है उस पर मैं बहुत ज्यादा बोलना नहीं चाहूंगी, पर 6, 7, 8 में जब ये ब्लू पॉटरी ऐड होगी तो हमें उनको सिखाने के लिए किनकी जरूरत होगी? क्राफ्टमैन की. अब वो क्राफ्टमैन क्या बन जाएंगे? सोचिए, गुरु बन जाएंगे, जो मैं चाहती थी. और संदीप सर आप भी इस बात को मानेंगे कि जो अब क्राफ्ट सिखाने में आएंगे वो सब लोग गुरु बन जाएंगे. और जैसे ही ये गुरु बनेंगे सबके मन में क्राफ्ट के प्रति एक अलग तरह की भावना पैदा होती जाएगी. क्राफ्ट से हम बहुत कुछ सीख सकते हैं. जब मैंने बीट एंड नॉब इंट्रोड्यूस किए तो कई बार ये कहते हैं कि क्राफ्ट में हम बहुत ज्यादा अर्न नहीं कर पाते हैं, पर देखिए बीट्स आज हजारों लोग बना रहे हैं, नॉब्स आज हजारों लोग बना रहे हैं. तो ऐसी बात नहीं है. जब ये बच्चे पढ़ के निकलेंगे और ये पढ़े लिखे बच्चे होंगे तो इनोवेशन बहुत होगा और बहुत आगे तक हमारा भारत का क्राफ्ट जा सकेगा. इसमें 3-4 और चीजें हैं. हम ये सोचते हैं कि इसमें हम कैसे आगे बढ़ सकेंगे, तो इसमें बच्चे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सीख सकते हैं, डिजाइनिंग सीख सकेंगे, मार्केटिंग सीख सकेंगे और बहुत सारे ऐसे इसमें एवेन्यूज हैं जो उस क्राफ्ट को लेके आगे बढ़ सकेंगे. अब मैं चाहूँगी आप लोग एक-एक करके अगर क्वेश्चन पूछे तो मैं उसका जवाब देती जाऊँगी कि स्कूल में क्या-क्या चीज़ें ज़रूरत होंगी और किस तरह से हम आगे बढ़ सकेंगे। तो आप लोग मेरे से
लीला
क्वेश्चन
मैम,
पूछे।
मुझे
जी,
लगता है कि क्वेश्चंस थोड़ी देर बाद में आएंगे, चाहे
जी,
टीचर्स पहले बता दें कि उन्होंने कैसे किया, उसके आधार पे क्वेश्चंस बन पाएंगे। तो आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट सुबोध स्कूल एयरपोर्ट टू टेक ओवर, एंड बीच बीच में कुछ आता जाए तो हम उसको लेते जाएंगे, बट सुबोध
जी।
स्कूल आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं क्योंकि आपने लेवल 1 पे काम किया मैनुअल के लिए। तो प्लीज ओवर टू देम। थैंक यू सो मच लीला जी।
थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir. Anju ma'am, please start sharing the screen.
In the meantime, I think we can talk about.
हाँ, आप कुछ और पूछना है तो आप पूछिए, नहीं तो मैं इसके इंग्रेडिएंट्स कहाँ मिलेंगे, इसको किस तरह से इसकी फर्नेस का, ये सारा कुछ भी मैं बता सकती हूँ।
Okay, fine. We will come to you, ma'am. Definitely, we would want you to be with us because once they have shared in their presentation and talked about कि उन्होंने किस तरीके से ये 3 मैनुअल्स को एक तरीके से बनाया है,
जी,
उसके बाद हम इस पे डिटेल चर्चा करेंगे
जी,
और आपसे ज़रूर एक इस तरह का पूरा आउटपुट लेना चाहेंगे
जी,
इन डिफरेंट फॉर्म कि हमें कहाँ से इसके रॉ मटेरियल मिल सकते हैं, किस तरह के आर्टिशंस के पास जाके हम इसके बारे में कुछ हासिल कर सकते हैं, कुछ ज्ञान अर्जित कर सकते हैं। तो इन सब चीज़ों के लिए मैम हम आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे आप हमारे साथ बने रहिए। एक बार जो ये मैनुअल्स जिस टीम ने बनाया है, वो स्कूल में किस तरीके से इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हैं, उसके बारे में हमको बताएँगे, हम उनका सुनते हैं, फिर डेफिनिटली वी विल हैव अ राउंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस विद यू मैम। Okay?
श्योर,
Thank you
श्योर,
so much.
श्योर।
Thank you. Yes, the team over to you.
Should we start screen sharing now?
Yes, ma'am. Please share your presentation or whatever you have in for us.
All right, ma'am. I'll just. Should I start, ma'am? Vasudhara, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Should I start screen sharing?
Yes, please, if you can.
Okay. Just a second. Please give me a minute. There's a slight glitch. I'm just sharing once again.
So is it possible that we can have the next speaker to do that first?
So there's a common presentation we are just sharing. Now I think
Okay.
now it's
Yes.
done.
Right.
Good evening, everyone present here. I am Vasudutta from Subodh. Today, we are here to present the Blue Pottery Manual. Next, please. As per NEP 2020, more focus is laid on skill-based education. It is intended to assist students in developing academic expertise as well as critical leadership skills that will aid them in their career paths. Now, why we have chosen Blue Pottery as a skill manual? This is the only pottery in the world that does not use clay. Blue pottery is widely recognized as a traditional craft of Jaipur and praised internationally for its eye-catching colors and designs. It enhances learners' creativity, develops their 3D visualization ability, enables them to develop focus, concentration, and perseverance, increases their confidence, and encourages out of the box thinking. Now, to carry forward the presentation, I would like to hand over it to Neha ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. My greetings to all the luminaries of the field of education, directors, principals, and fellow educators. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Our journey of creating the Blue Pottery manuals began more than a year ago. The process started with an orientation session by Sandeep sir and Mamdira Bodia. It was followed by a 3 days workshop curated by Mrs. Leela Bodia at Nija International Jaipur. This was followed by a brainstorming session where the teachers collaborated in groups to design the curriculum for the 3 levels, frame the topics, learning objectives, outcomes, and progression of content across the levels. Sharing a few glimpses of the workshop that we had at Nija International. Next slide, please. Yes. This is a live demo by the artisans at the workshop, kneading of the dough, the materials required. We observed the different stages in preparing blue pottery, glazing, designing, and finally, drying of the products and the kiln. Please, could you change the slide? Yeah, this is a collage of the pictures clicked during our visit. Now, I would like to invite Mrs. Marudhara Avasthi to carry forward the proceedings.
Thank you, Neha ma'am. Good evening to everyone present here. So when we talk about the infrastructure and requirements needed for blue pottery in our school, there is no special or distinctive infrastructure is needed for this. Only a well-ventilated room with proper availability of water and light is required. This room can be an art and craft room or any lab. Now, the question arises, who can facilitate it? No exceptional facilitator is required for the skill. Any educator having knowledge about art and craft or any other teacher or person with basic knowledge and keen interest in this field can also guide the learners. Tools, please change the slide. Tools, materials, and things required for the articles are not very special. Basic things like scale, pencil, knife, sandpaper, brushes, colors, etc. are required, which are easily available. The main materials, quartz powder, glass powder, edible gum, and multani mitti, that is fuller's earth, are easily available. One of the essential requirement is kiln, that is a type of oven or bhatti which is used for firing or baking the articles. If any school is have this facility, they can do it easily. And those who are not having bhatti in the school, they can contact to the local manufacturer or resource person for the firing process. Now, I would like to invite Vasudatta ma'am to present the Blue Pottery Manual for Level 1 in front of you all. Vasu ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. These are the cover pages of our 3 manuals. The content of these manuals moves from simpler to complex ways of manufacturing and designing of blue pottery. This is the cover page of manual for level 1. This is the content page. This manual is divided into 8 chapters. Unit 1, that is the introduction of blue pottery. It is further divided in old history and our heritage. These units provide information about an incident of kite flying that brought blue pottery to Jaipur. It also tells us the uses of blue pottery at different heritage sites. Unit 2. Blue Pottery and its Glorious Past. It deals with the people responsible to bring new life to blue pottery with their creative ways. It also tells us the towns that are famous for blue pottery. Unit 3. Tales of blue pottery. Unit 4. Blue Smith. The Shilp Gurus. This unit tells us about the hardship of Shilp Gurus. The artisans complain about the unavailability of proper tools and subsidies by the government. They have also started introducing new designs and making microwave bowls and dishes for survival purposes. Unit 5. Significance of blue pottery in contemporary period. It gives us information about the importance of blue pottery in today's world. Blue pottery's significance can be seen by its huge demand in the international market. Blue pottery grabs the attention of many people due to its distinctive style and art. Unit 6. Skills involved in blue pottery. These all skills are required for making of blue pottery. Unit 7. Revival and Future. This unit has case study of Miss Leela Bodia ma'am, whose persistent efforts popularized this art not only in national but also in international market. Unit 8. Preparation of flat objects. In this unit, I tried to explain the process of preparing blue pottery step by step. Every chapter has its own learning objectives and outcomes, which help teachers to plan their lessons effectively. Each chapter is followed by glossary. For assessing the student's knowledge, a questionnaire is given after all the chapters. You will also find compiled activities at the last page of manual, although it is also mentioned with different chapters. This is the last page of the manual. The picture work is done by our art and craft teacher. Now, how we implement it in our school? With the goal of providing students with relevant employability and entrepreneurial skills, in accordance with the NEP 2020 recommendation, the school has taken the initiative to integrate the skill subject modules with clubs. From this academic session, we have merged the 5 skill manuals with 5 clubs. Every Saturday of each month is taken as a no-bag day, and on that day, different activities are planned for classes 6 to 8. Next slide, please. These are the planner for activities for level 1, that is for class 6th. This we have already done in our school. Next, please. Level 2, this is for class 7th, in which the students have prepared the collage of different pictures from Indus Valley civilization and Mughal period. This is level 3 in which students have prepared blue pottery patterns on disposable items like eco-friendly paper, plates, glasses, spoons, etc. I hope this manual will help students to learn the importance and value of blue pottery. Now, I invite Marudhara ma'am for presenting the manual of level 2.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, here we are moving towards level 2 of Blue Pottery Manual, that is for class 7th. This is the cover page of our manual for level 2. About the manual. The language used in our Blue Pottery Manual is simple and learner-centered so that it would be interesting for them. It contains colorful and eye-catching pictures with mix of theory and practicals, fun-filled activities, Field trips and real-life applications are included in the manual that will develop a keen interest of learners. This manual is not only enhancing the subject-specific skills, but also the 21st century skills. The manual contains topics about the history, origin, and creation of blue pottery. It has a detailed briefing about the building blocks of blue pottery articles, from making the availability of raw materials to its sources and uses. By learning the craft of blue pottery, students can gain valuable insights into the art forms, cultural and historical significance, and develop a sense of appreciation for traditional handicrafts. Now, next is progression across grades. As we all know that there are 3 levels in our skill-based manuals, and there is learning progression across each level. From level first, students would have been learned about the history of blue pottery, how it is introduced in India in the 14th century, and how it came in Jaipur in early 17th century because of an interesting kite flying incident. In level 1, the flat designs are introduced in the manual for hands-on experience. Moving ahead to level 2, students will learn about the different materials required to prepare blue pottery, how the unique blue pottery is different from other potteries like porcelain, hurja, etc., 3D shapes in pottery, and shaping and designing them in planters, beads, knobs, etc. Not limited to this, there has been a continuous progression for learners in level 3, where latest trends and new innovations, different government schemes and initiatives are included. Integration with other subjects. It is not only a skill-based manual, but it has interdisciplinary approach with other subjects also. For instance, next one. Students can learn about the history of blue pottery in India as well as in Rajasthan through the manual in the form of a story. And if we talk about the integration with science, blue pottery is in fact a traditional scientific art form. Students can learn about the science involved in the creation of blue glaze. That is a characteristic of blue pottery. They can gain an understanding of the chemical composition of colors and the chemical reactions that take place during the firing process. They can also understand about the properties of materials like multani mitti, edible gum, etc. Blue pottery making also involves mathematical concepts such as measurement and geometry. Students can learn about the need of careful measurement and mixing materials to achieve the desired results. They can also learn about the symmetry as well as ratio and proportion during the activity. When we are talking about the beautiful designs or motifs on the articles, it is directly connected to art and craft. With the help of this, students will also be, Anjuman please, next. Students will also be able to enhance their problem solving abilities and development of life skills. The manual is emphasizing on 4 C's, that is collaboration, communication, creativity and critical thinking. It helps students to, previous ma'am please. It helps students to exchange ideas, collaborate and learn from each other. They can communicate about the different techniques, materials and cultural significance of pottery making while enhancing their team working abilities. Now, if we talk about the content of level 2, Whole content is divided into 8 units. Whole content is divided into 8 units, which are further divided into topics. Unit 1 is the saga of blue pottery and its various forms, and it has 2 topics: where, when and how, and Indus Valley civilization and Mughal architecture. And in this, students will learn about the art during Mughal and Indus Valley civilization. Chapter 2 or Unit 2 is building blocks of blue pottery articles, in which we are going to learn about the availability of raw materials and the uses of raw materials in making the blue pottery articles. Third unit is different type of ceramics, in which we are going to learn about the different type of potteries like khurja, porcelain, etc., and how the blue pottery is different from these all potteries. Fourth unit is use of tools, techniques, and processes. Next unit is round and various shapes. In this unit, introduction to the 3D shapes like beads, knobs, and products like vases and planters are included. Next unit, that is sixth, is manufacturer and artisans of blue pottery, and in this unit, case study of Leela Bodia ma'am is included. And we get to know about the artisans like molders, painters, etc. In Unit 7 is Blue Pottery Industries Challenges and Obstacles, and in this we are going to learn about the problems faced by the artisans. Unit 8 is Around the World with Blue Pottery, Geography and Global Presence. In this we get to know that how blue pottery is famous in the world and where the blue pottery articles are exported. Next is activities. So fun-filled and learner-centered activities are given after each chapter, which is helpful in developing the interest of the learners. Self-assessment based question answers are given after each chapter. Glossary. At the purpose of the glossary at the end of the manual is to make content-specific words easily accessible to the readers, as many unfamiliar industry-specific words may be overwhelming for them. Execution in our school. For implementing within school as an extracurricular activity, we had taken our students on field trips to Nija Blue Pottery. Students did title painting with creative designs. Later, the products were showcased in an art exhibition. At the end, I would like to say that this manual is a way to connect with academic subjects, life skills, financial literacy, real life experiences, and creating more job opportunities. Now, to carry forward the presentation, I would like to hand over it to Neha ma'am for level 3.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving forward, I would now like to give you a brief overview of the Blue Pottery Skill Manual of Level 3. In front of you on the slide is the cover page of the manual, which was designed by our student Nirjakshi Dhiman. While creating this manual, it was our endeavor to keep it comprehensive, attractive, and engaging for both the learner and the teacher. Next slide, please. The key elements of the manual are: the content is divided into 5 headings chapters. Learning objectives and outcomes are clearly stated at the beginning of each chapter. A self-assessment exercise checkpoint is designed at the end of each unit. The content is interspersed with many pictures to make it easy to comprehend for the students. A glossary is also given at the end of the manual. The curriculum of the manual is integrated or mapped with the NCERT book of different subjects given in the classroom. In front of you is the table of content. Chapter 1, Knowing the History and Development of Blue Pottery, which talks about the timeline of development of blue pottery. Chapter 2, Learning to make blue pottery in the present times. Chapter 3, Trade Practices, Marketing and Promotional Policies of the Government. Chapter 4, People and Places, Case Study of Mrs. Leela Bordia. And Chapter 5, Global Perspective of Blue Pottery. Next slide, please. History and development of blue pottery in level 3 talks of origin of pottery, journey of blue pottery across the world, blue pottery in Jaipur, the famous legend, revival and popularizing blue pottery in the current times. Next slide, please. Process of making blue pottery is integrated with the science topics. Materials required, chemical composition, names of materials used, instruments used and their uses, the role of temperature and the kiln in the firing process, and colors used for blue pottery are according to the topics in the science books. Next slide, please. I would just like you to take you all through the layout of the chapter. One sample I'm showing in front of you. This is the cover page of the lesson. Next, please. We have the learning objectives and learning outcomes at the beginning of each lesson. Then at the end of the lesson, we have checkpoints or self-assessment exercises. Next, please. The premise of developing a skill development manual is to encourage children to be self-reliant in future. Keeping this in mind, the Level 3 manual focuses on nurturing and igniting the entrepreneur in the young mind. Next slide, please. Hence, the scope of blue pottery is discussed under the following headings: blue pottery as a career, case study of Ma'am Leela Bordia, which will definitely inspire the young entrepreneurs, programs and schemes to promote industries, agencies which provide assistance for startups, importance of innovation in industries, latest trends. Next, please. Through the different chapters, the students would also learn about the challenges faced by the artisans. This is imperative in the development of empathy, dignity of labor, sensitivity, and life skills for any young child and an entrepreneur in future. Next, please. Various government schemes and initiatives are also talked about in the manual. Exhibitions and fairs, developmental schemes, marketing support, organizations which support handicrafts, financial support provided by various organizations, technological support, all these things are also mentioned in the manual. The two pillars of any venture are marketing and innovation. To stress upon the importance of innovation and keeping oneself updated with the latest trends, we have a chapter which focuses on the latest innovations in the blue pottery industry. In the recent years, blue pottery designs have undergone a sea change. As you can see in front of you, earlier there were only vases, plates, etc. But now we have a plethora of artifacts which are manufactured in the blue pottery industry. Lamps, coasters, jewelry, beads, knobs, tiles. The list is definitely endless. Next, please. As part of this project, I'm sharing our creation, a wall mural prepared in our school by the pieces of blue pottery. These are the broken pieces of blue pottery which probably must have gotten damaged during the whole process of manufacturing. This is the wall mural which adorns one of the walls in our school, surely giving wings to the imagination and creativity of our children. Next, please. Next, please. The need of education is to enhance, empower, and encourage young minds. I hope that these manuals created by us will surely fuel the curiosity and the entrepreneurship in our young children. I would like to conclude this presentation with a thought by our former president, Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Learning gives creativity, creativity leads to thinking, thinking provides knowledge, and knowledge makes you great. With this, I come to the end of our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. All the teachers, all the three schools, that is Subodh Public School, Airport, and then St. Edmund, Swarnagar, and then Delhi Public School, Jaipur. It's really been interesting to see the way you all have presented things and the work that you all have done. And of course, a lot of effort has been put up to do it. So now, before we ask the questions and ask Leela ma'am to come back again, I just have two little anecdotes to share with you about my experience with blue pottery in different grades on different occasions. So one particular year, in the subject of entrepreneurship, we decided to do real craft work. And we got the children rocking and going into blue pottery factories and units and understanding things there. और उसमें इंटरेस्टिंग क्या हुआ कि we learned three different concepts from there. The children did practical trading, that is buying things from there and selling in school melas and school fairs. Then they did manufacturing. They on the exhibition day, they allowed other children to come and develop blue pottery tea costers. तो टी कॉस्टर का जो शेप होता है, जो उसका रॉ मटेरियल होता है, वो बना के लेके आए थे. बट जो स्टूडेंट्स आए थे एग्जीबिशन देखने के लिए, they drew on it and wrote on it and did messages on that. And then it was sent for baking, for firing, and then it came back and then it was delivered. So they did trading as well as manufacturing. And the third concept of service industry they did was that they collected orders from school. Our own school gave an order for around 400 tea costers, and they went into the market as salespeople and collected more orders. And they sat with the craftsmen. That particular year was bad for Jaipur because there was a bomb blast, and the tourists were distracted, not wanting to come to the city. So the labor was given work by creating work for them on this level. So the concepts of trading, manufacturing, service industry, all three were developed very comfortably with them. So they sat down with the craftsmen, gave them orders, and the craftsmen did the work. और एक बच्चों से करवाया काम तो उसमें उनका मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो गया and of course trading of buying products ready made and selling it in PTA meetings and things like that. I also remember a school then made, जो इनके दियाज हैं, जो छोटे छोटे दियाज होते हैं दिवाली के लिए, very colorful, very bright colors. So they use them on various different occasions. So kahin pe bhi, the point is, the teachers only decide whether we want to do it. So there's nothing holding you back. And what I can tell you, without even taking permission from Leela ma'am, CBSE wants to conduct a workshop in Jaipur on blue pottery, a 3-day session. Leela ma'am will be all game to get it organized for any teachers who are wanting to come out anywhere from the globe to come and understand the manufacturing process or the work being done in that. And regarding bhatti की हम बात करते हैं, तो of course I'll ask this question to Leela ma'am. The first question itself, hey Leela ma'am जी, अगर भट्टी नहीं हो, क्योंकि स्कूल के अंदर क्या भट्टी लगाना आसान होगा? Is it going to be easy? Is it going to be expensive? And we can start rolling off the questions immediately after this. So Leela ma'am, the first question to you about the kiln. How difficult will it be for a school to set up a kiln that is a bhatti, the firing program in the school itself?
ओके सर, भट्टी 2 से 3 तरह की हो सकती है. एक भट्टी होती है इलेक्ट्रिसिटी से, जो इलेक्ट्रिक फर्नेस होती है, वो बहुत बड़ी नहीं, छोटी छोटी फर्नेस आती हैं. तो इनिशियल जो फर्स्ट ईयर के स्टूडेंट हैं, जो फ्लैट चीजें बनाते हैं वो छोटी भट्टियों में भी कर सकते हैं। सेकंड स्टेप है कि अगर हम गैस की फर्नेस लगाना चाहते हैं तो उसमें बहुत ज्यादा खर्चा नहीं आता। आप कितनी बड़ी भट्टी लगाना चाहते हैं, पर इनिशियल लगाने के लिए 3 से 4 लाख से ज्यादा का खर्चा नहीं आता है। और चौथी चीज है कि अगर बहुत बड़ी क्लास है, बड़े बड़े पीसेस बन गए हैं, तो जहां स्टेब्लिश भट्टियां हैं वहां पे भेज सकते हैं और वहां पे ये पॉसिबल है कि वो लोग पका के और आपको दे दें। तो भट्टी बहुत ज्यादा कॉस्ट भी नहीं करेगी, और अगर स्कूल में लगती है तो वो ज्यादा आसान रहेगा, क्योंकि लाने और ले जाने में प्रोडक्ट टूट ना जाए। तो छोटी
बिल्कुल सही।
भट्टी 2 लाख से 5 लाख 10 लाख तक भी हो सकती है। तो भट्टी अगर बना ले तो बहुत अच्छा रहता है। पर नहीं है तो जयपुर में या जयपुर से बाहर भी माय डोर्स आर ओपन 24 आवर्स, एनी टाइम दे कैन कम, दे कैन टेक द फैसिलिटीज ओवर देयर।
So another thing which I would like to share with everyone
श्योर।
here is that we did this project around before COVID. 2 साल COVID से पहले we
जी
did this festival in the museum, the
जी
Jaipur History Festival, and we coordinated with around I think maybe 8-10 schools, and we took the children to Nija Industries,
जी
Nija Arts Crafts, and the children there redesigned the tea costers tiles
जी
with the theme of history. So it
यस
was not history of blue pottery, it was
यस
history through or on blue pottery. And I think, Vilaji, we made around 400 plus tiles which were displayed in the festival, and all
यस
the
प्लीज।
schools had those tiles for themselves. And of course, the process was very interesting. The children would go for 2 days, Saturday, 1-2 working days, वो जाके सुबह स्कूल के टाइम में वहां पे काम करके आते, फिर टाइल्स वहां पे छोड़ देते, फिर टाइल्स भट्टी में जाता, भट्टी के आने के बाद में then they would get a chance to get the tiles back, and we understood lot of costing aspects in it. ब्रेकेजेस का क्या होता है, रिसाइकलिंग होता है कि नहीं होता है। अगर आप देखेंगे जो दिल्ली पब्लिक स्कूल ने जो वो इतना सुंदर बटरफ्लाई बनाया है, वो सारा ब्रेकेज टाइल्स
ब्रोकन।
का बना है, फ्रेश टाइल्स उसमें यूज नहीं किए हैं। और उसमें भी एक एक्सपीरियंस और है, धारव हाई स्कूल ने भी यही काम किया, और उन्होंने गलती क्या कर ली, आई वोंट से गलती, उनकी कुछ कैलकुलेशन गलत हो गई कि उन्होंने उसको बाहर की तरफ लगाया, तो जो फर्स्ट रेनफॉल हुआ उसके अंदर वो काफी डैमेज हो गया। So the point is that maybe some other material should have been used, or how to protect it. Now, all these things, when you do practically, then only you understand things the right way. Theory करना is a different ball game altogether. But जब practical करते हैं ना, तो वो बहुत interesting समझ में आता है. Application बच्चों को तब जाके समझ में आता है. And I
यस
also remember that, Leela ji, can you tell us something about the government policies? That is there something support coming to the craftsmen or to the people who want to enter this market?
सर आज के टाइम पे बहुत सारे ऐसे जैसे एमएसएमई है, बहुत सारे ऐसे एवेन्यूज खुल गए हैं जहां अगर हम नॉक 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 तो वो हमें बता देते हैं कि आप इस सीरीज में जाएंगे तो आपको इस तरह मदद मिल जाएगी, यहाँ जाएंगे तो ऐसे मदद मिल जाएगी। सो मेनी दिस थिंग है। अगर कोई अपना बिजनेस शुरू कर रहा है और फर्स्ट टाइम एग्जीबिशन में जाना चाहता है तो एमएसएमई उसको मदद करती है। सिर्फ आपको एक फॉर्म भर के देना होता है एमएसएमई को कि मैं स्टार्टअप का बंदा हूं और मुझे एक एग्जीबिशन में जाना है, तो आप क्या क्या मदद कर सकते हैं। तो अभी देखा जाए तो बहुत सारे ऐसे एवेन्यूज खुल गए हैं कि गवर्नमेंट हमें मदद कर रही है।
Great. That is so heartening to know that.
जी
So,
जी।
Niti ma'am, I'm handing it over you now for questions in case you've got any. And answers
एक्सक्यूज
can be given
मी।
either by Leela ma'am or any of the school people, whoever can answer this question.
नो सर, से इट अगेन, आई couldn't able to hear.
Sir is just putting it to the people here so that we can also put in some queries that have come to us on different platforms. मैम, हम आपके लिए बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस हमारे आ रहे हैं हमारे पास।
प्लीज प्लीज आप पूछिए, मैं बैठी हूँ यहाँ पर। ये
तो
मेरा
बहुत
एक
सारे
मिशन था। मैं आपको 2 मिनट में बता दूं कि ये मेरा मिशन था कि स्कूल लेवल पे हमारे क्राफ्ट जाए ताकि हमारे क्राफ्ट पूरी दुनिया में फैले। तो आप पूछिए, मैं बिल्कुल तैयार हूँ।
बिल्कुल। अच्छा, एक सबसे बहुत ज़्यादा जो लोग चाह रहे हैं आपसे पूछना या इस पैनल से पूछना, जिन्होंने इसको इम्प्लीमेंट किया है ऑलरेडी अपने स्कूल्स में, उनका कहना है कि हम सोचते हैं कि ये स्किल मॉड्यूल हम अपने स्कूल के बच्चों के लिए प्रोवाइड करेंगे। तो इसके सोचने से लेके और जब तक कि हम कोई मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एक तरीके की प्रोड्यूस करते हैं, तब तक के लिए कि क्या ये ईज़ी होता है स्कूल के लिए कि उसको स्पेस ले लें या उससे रिलेटेड टूल्स अपने लिए एक्वायर करें, उसका रॉ मटेरियल इकट्ठा करें, तो समवॉट क्या ये बहुत ईज़िली वो लोग कर सकते हैं? ये एक क्वेश्चन था। और उससे ही रिलेटेड दूसरा क्वेश्चन था कि अगर कोई टीचर या कोई फैकल्टी इन हाउस ही इस कला को समझना या सीखना चाहता है आउट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, ताकि वो अपने स्कूल के बच्चों को आगे सिखा सके या पढ़ा सके, तो क्या इसके लिए किसी तरह की फैसिलिटी है या कोई इस तरह की चीज़ है जहाँ वो जाके एक स्टिपुलेटेड टाइम पीरियड में उसको समझ सकते हैं, सीख सकते हैं और फिर अपने स्कूल में इसको कार्यान्वित कर सकते हैं? तो मैम आपसे ये 2 क्वेश्चंस जानना
जी
चाहेंगे।
जी, पहला क्वेश्चन तो ये है कि इसमें मिनिमम इंस्ट्रूमेंट हमको जरूरत होते हैं। हमारे को इसके इंस्ट्रूमेंट में मेरे ख्याल से 2 से 5,000 के बीच में सारे इंस्ट्रूमेंट इसके आ जाते हैं। मेरे ख्याल से 5,000 से भी कम में इसके इंस्ट्रूमेंट सारे आ जाएंगे, भट्टी को छोड़ के। दूसरा आपका सवाल था, तो मेरी यूनिट 24 आवर्स खुली है। जब भी जो भी स्कूल आना चाहते हैं, वो पहले 1 हफ्ते पहले मुझे बता दें कि वो कब से कब आना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि प्रोडक्शन भी होता रहता है और वो वहां आके रोज सीख सकते हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
नहीं तो
अभी भी वो आ सकते हैं।
आपका यूनिट तो जयपुर में प्लेस्ड
जी
है
हाँ,
ना?
जयपुर में है।
हाँ, तो सपोज कोई दिल्ली से या कश्मीर से या कन्याकुमारी से, मतलब हम एक हाइपोथेटिकल सिचुएशन क्रिएट, क्योंकि
जी
हमारे सीबीएसई के स्कूल्स तो पूरे इंडिया में और इंडिया के बाहर भी हैं।
जी
तो अगर हम
जी।
इंडिया की भी बात करते हैं, तो अगर कोई ग्रुप ऑफ टीचर्स या 1 या 2 टीचर किसी स्कूल के या कोई फैकल्टी इस कला को समझना चाहती है, तो उसके लिए फिर किस तरह से वो कर सकते हैं आपके इंस्टीट्यूशन के साथ अटैच होके?
देखिए, उनको 1 हफ्ते का टाइम तो जरूर देना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि कोई भी प्रोडक्ट जब बनाते हैं तो यहाँ 1 हफ्ते के लिए अगर रहेंगे तो पूरी चीजें वो सीख लेंगे, कोई उसमें प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी, क्योंकि आर्ट के टीचर्स होते हैं और कभी कभी हम यहाँ से भी किसी आर्टिस्ट को भेज सकते हैं, पर जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी आपको उसकी, क्योंकि अगर वो 1 हफ्ते यहाँ रहते हैं तो बहुत कुछ वो सीख लेंगे। ये बहुत सिंपल है इसका। ये जरूर है कि इसको उस लेवल तक आने में बहुत टाइम लगता है कि हम जब परफेक्ट पीस निकाल सकें, बड़े बड़े पीस निकाल सके उसके लिए, पर इनिशियल जो सीखना है वो 1 हफ्ते में आराम से सीख सकेंगे वो।
अच्छा, और इसी के साथ एक बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग सा कोई किसी ने सवाल पूछा है कि ये जो ब्लू पॉटरी है, ये बेसिकली हम इसको ब्लू पॉटरी बोलते हैं क्योंकि एक इसका लुक है, क्योंकि कोबाल्ट ब्लू कलर का जो भी इसका डाई
जी
यूज होता है।
जी जी।
तो अभी जो प्रेजेंटेशंस हुई थी उसमें ब्लू कलर के अलावा भी ग्रीन और अलग कलर्स दिखाए गए थे। तो क्या
जी
आज की तारीख में इसको ब्लू कलर के अलावा भी दूसरी तरह के कलर फ्रेम्स में करा जाता है, लेकिन उसको कहा ब्लू पॉटरी ही जाता है?
क्योंकि ये इनिशियली टर्को पर्शियन पर्शिया से आया जैसा कि लोग कहते हैं, पर मैं ये नहीं मानती हूँ, मेरी धारणा बहुत अलग है। टर्को पर्शियन कहते हैं और वहां से आया। तो शुरू में जो कलर्स हमारे पास हुआ करते थे वो लेपिस लूजी के होते थे, या रेड होते थे, या ग्रीन होते थे, और येलो होते थे। येलो जो मिलता था कलर हमें पेड़ की छाल से मिलता था। लेपिस लूजी जो ब्लैक ब्लू कलर है वो लेपिस लूजी एक स्टोन से बनाते थे, और ग्रीन कलर क्रोम ऑक्साइड से, जो कि अवेलेबल इजीली होता था। पर जब मैं एंटर हुई इसमें और मुझे लगा कि हमें ज्यादा लोगों को केटर करना है, हम हर रोज अकॉर्डिंग टू द आवर हाउस सिनारियो वी वांट टू चेंज द कलर्स। तो अनलेस एंड अनटिल अगर क्राफ्ट में इनोवेशन और कलर चेंजेस नहीं होंगे तो उसका दायरा नहीं बढ़ पाएगा। इसलिए मैंने इसमें येलो और बहुत सारे कलर निकाले, हालांकि बहुत क्रिटिसिज्म हुआ था, पर आज जब मैं ये देखती हूँ तो मुझे लगता है कि हर इंसान चाहता है कि थोड़ा वेरिएशन हो और इसमें इनोवेशन हो। और आज बहुत सारे कलर्स बनने भी लगे हैं, पहले बहुत सारे कलर बनते भी नहीं थे। ये भी एक उसका मतलब कारण था कि बहुत सारे कलर हम डाल नहीं पाते थे, पर आज इंडस्ट्री बहुत सारे कलर्स बना रही है तो वो भी हमारे लिए बहुत आसान हो गया। एंड अगर हम ग्रो करना चाहते हैं, कोई इंडस्ट्री लेता है और ग्रो करना चाहता है, तो उसे अकॉर्डिंग टू द वर्ल्ड सिनेरियो हैज टू गो. So that is why we have introduced so many colors in that.
Great. I think that's a wonderful answer. I think we all got the clarity on that. And
Yes,
उसके
yes.
साथ ही जुड़ा हुआ एक और सवाल था जो यहाँ पे किसी से पूछा है कि
जी.
आपसे पूछा जाए कि जो इसमें जो बाइंडिंग मटेरियल यूज होता है या जो ग्लू यूज होता है, जो भी पदार्थ यूज होता है, व्हाट इज इट बेसिकली, मतलब, और उसको इजीली अवेलेबल है मार्केट में, पहला क्वेश्चन. उसी के साथ वो ये जानना चाहते हैं क्या ये इजीली ब्रेकेबल आइटम्स हैं, क्योंकि जैसे संदीप सेठी सर ने बोला कि वो वेयर एंड टेयर हो गया बिकॉज वो बारिश में उसको प्लेस कर दिया गया था. तो दे वांटेड टू नो कि ये इतना स्पेशल आर्ट है जिसको कि अभी प्रेजेंटेशन में देखा कि कुछ हिस्टोरिकल साइट्स हैं जहां पे भी इसको यूज किया गया है और इट इज विजिबल. सो how is it made so that it lasts or it has the because जहां तक मुझे समझ में आता है, मैं इतना समझ सकती हूँ कि पॉटरी और ब्लू पॉटरी ऐसी चीजें हैं जो हमको आदि काल में जब हम एक्सकेवेशंस करते हैं और whenever we have done a Mohenjo-daro or an Indus Valley or in Egypt or anywhere, these are the things we really find in in abundance. So I can say there must be a way where these things stay for whatever you can say decades or generations or.
मैम बहुत ही अच्छा सवाल है ये, बहुत अच्छा सवाल है ये. और कुछ लोग इससे एग्री करेंगे, हो सकता है कुछ लोग एग्री ना भी करें. देखिए, ब्लू पॉटरी की अपनी एक आइडेंटिटी है और इसे ज्योग्राफिकल इंडिकेशन जीआई मिल चुका है. अगर हम इसके इंग्रेडिएंट्स बदलते हैं तो फील ऑफ दिस ब्लू पॉटरी विल गो अवे. जयपुर ब्लू पॉटरी, इसकी अपनी एक फील है, जैसे चाइना होता है, जैसे वेजवुड होता है, जैसे कॉर्निंग होता है, उनकी अपनी एक अलग पहचान है. उसी तरह जयपुर की एक अलग पहचान है, जयपुर ब्लू पॉटरी की. तो द मोमेंट वी चेंज द इंग्रेडिएंट्स, द मोमेंट वी चेंज द टेम्परेचर, द मोमेंट वी चेंज anything, the feel of this craft will go away and then हम कहीं के नहीं रहेंगे. Unless and until Japan far ahead, China far ahead in ceramic, but that is ceramic. This is Jaipur blue pottery. So that is the difference. पर सेकेंड क्वेश्चन का मैं इस तरह जवाब दूंगी कि जो आपने कहा है कि ये वेयर टेयर हो गया है, इसकी बहुत गलतियां भी है, इसमें बहुत कमियां भी हैं, तो वो धीरे धीरे हम इसकी आइडेंटिटी ना खोते हुए इसमें इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहे हैं. शायद 4-5 साल में हम वहां तक पहुंच जाएं कि हम बाहर के बिल्डिंग के बाहर भी लगा सकें. पर अभी तो मैं यही कहूंगी कि अभी तो हम इसमें कुछ भी और चेंजेस नहीं कर सकते हैं अनलेस अंटिल वी कम टू द कंक्लूडिंग पार्ट कि हाँ, अब हमको सक्सेसफुल हो गए हैं इस इनोवेशन के लिए. तो ये इसका मेन वो है. आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड दैट व्हाट आई मीन.
Right, ma'am. Thank you so much for clarifying it. And I have my colleague with me, ma'am Jyoti. She has a few questions that she would really like to put up.
Sure, please. Any question, any.
Thank you, Neeti ma'am. Good evening, everyone. My question is there any collaboration to the local market people to sell out these prepared products by the students?
By the students? वो ये पहला ही ऐसा वो है कि स्टूडेंट अगर कुछ बना रहे हैं तो कोलैबोरेशन कर सकें. तो एक ईपीसीएच का फेयर होता है दिल्ली में, वो बहुत ज्यादा प्रमोट करते हैं इस तरह के उसको, तो उनको मैं बहुत जानती हूँ. अगर अपने पास इस तरह के प्रोडक्ट हो गए हैं डिफरेंट स्कूल के, डिफरेंट के, तो हम उनसे बात कर सकते हैं. वहाँ पे विजिबिलिटी बहुत सारी अच्छी होगी. एक्सपोर्टर्स भी आते हैं, इंपोर्टर भी आते हैं, तो वहाँ हम उनको रख सकते हैं. और ऑफ कोर्स जयपुर में तो मेरे मतलब दरवाजे बिल्कुल खुले हैं. स्टूडेंट्स का है, एक हम अलमारी लगा देंगे. आप लोगों के जो भी स्कूल के स्टूडेंट्स जिनका भी वो होगा उनके नाम उस पर लिख देंगे एंड वी कैन स्टार्ट फ्रॉम हियर टिल वी डोंट हैव many products. Yes, my doors are open for that.
Thank you, Leela ma'am. That is really wonderful coming from you. And आपने जो mention किया, I agree with you because EPCH, as you mentioned, Export Promotion Council of India, it is under the patronage of government only, and I think they have a massive international fair that happens at Pragati Vihar every year. I think it's an annual.
That is in Greater Noida.
Now it's in Greater Noida.
Yeah, exactly.
The new ITPO setup that has come up. And
जी
to add to it, I think that is a brilliant idea, because not only national but international customers and exporters and importers, everybody gather. Then it's not only about, I think, one art form, but I think all the art forms of India are displayed there. And even I think from other countries like China and Korea and Japan, I
yes
think it is an amalgamation of a wonderful
yeah
process. और उसका ये भी फायदा रहेगा कि अगर इसके बारे में स्टूडेंट्स एंड द स्कूल्स एंड द प्रिंसिपल्स टेक एन इंटरेस्ट, so it can really be a good opportunity, just to go there and have a look, if nothing else.
yeah and the person main person is Rakesh Kumar ji. आप नाम उनका लिख लीजिए, और अगर कुछ भी उनको लेटर लिखना है तो मैं लिख के और उनको भेज दूंगी.
Thank you so much. And
Yeah.
I think Jyoti ma'am has another question. Ma'am.
I just wanted to know, ma'am, what is the major difference between the normal pottery and the blue pottery?
Blue pottery is low temperature fired. It's once fired. मतलब एक ही बार इसको फायर करते हैं ग्लेज करने के बाद. रेस्ट ऑफ द पॉटरी इन द वर्ल्ड ट्वाइस फायर्ड. वन इज बिस्किट फायर एंड देन दे फायर अगेन. मतलब बिस्किट फायर हो जाती है और उसके बाद उसमें कलर करते हैं, रंग भरते हैं या ट्रांसफर लगाते हैं और फिर ग्लेज करके फिर से पकाते हैं. दैट इज द मेजर डिफरेंस बिटवीन. एंड ऑफ कोर्स रेस्ट ऑफ द पॉटरी इज फ्रॉम द स्लिप. मतलब डाई होती है उसकी और एक पतला सा घोल होता है, वो डाई में डाल देते हैं और वो जैसे ही 2 घंटे बाद हम डाई को खोलते हैं जो मेन प्रोडक्ट बना हुआ निकल जाता है. पर ब्लू पॉटरी को टोटली हम डो से बनाते हैं और पूरा प्रोसेस हाथ से रहता है. सो दैट इज मेजर दिस थिंग. एंड एट प्रेजेंट whole world only 2 countries, one is Turkey and one is India. Now Turkey also started going to China, but Jaipur blue pottery is totally handmade at present in the world.
So that means you want to say, you put in that the export avenues of the blue pottery have increased over years now.
Export, yes, of course, but you will wonder, when I started, nobody wanted to take in India, but now the export and the local on the equal this thing. Graph is the same, export and this thing. So it means now our own people started loving this craft, and the handmade things are in fashion, we can say. So people started knowing that what is the strategy of our own craft. So that is a plus point at present.
Right. Thank you very much, ma'am. I think we are already touching 1 hour.
Leela ma'am, sorry, Niti ma'am, I just add 1 minute, 5 seconds only.
Sure.
I just want to tell people that Leela ma'am is a president awardee, and of all
Please,
the things,
sir.
she's there in the CBSE textbook as a case study in the entrepreneurship subject. So, we've got a lot of why we normally don't want to call very, branded people, but then with her, we have something that the President Award is there with her. As well, she's a part of a textbook already with CBSE. Thank you so much, Riti ma'am. Thank you so much, Leela ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. It was the mission which really I wanted कि school में ये आ जाए.
Definitely, ma'am. आएगा आपका जो vision है, we all will come together and it should be taken up as, and we have a huge family here, CBSE family, who would be all into it. And I think we are on a note where we want to thank everyone who have been a part of it. And Leela ma'am, we will be in touch with you. We would be connected because I think the vision to have the skilling platform for our next generations is also in a way our mission put in together. So we are with you on that. And thank you everyone. Thank you all the schools who have been a part of this. And we would look forward to more such interactions in future, ma'am. And maybe we'll plan out something in future vis-a-vis the blue pottery scenario in the school systems. And thank you to you, and thank you everyone from CBSE. And
thank you, CBSE and everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.